biggest night of your career. They're playing against the mighty Spurs, and you got a draw. Well done, lads. Well done. You got a draw.
Well, they're a bit unlucky, actually. Well, Spurs weren't. Spurs were a bit lucky, I thought. That was a great save by Forster at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, to be fair. No, they done all right. They did do all right.
Not the first time he's done that again.
Can you imagine if that had gone in? Oh, my God.
Oh, I wouldn't. I think I would have gone home.
You'd have hit the ceiling, wouldn't you, Jace?
Yeah, I would have gone home.
You know that you've got something... Go on, sorry, I beg your pardon. You know you've got something in common, Jason, with Ange, don't you? Because after the game, you've got it on the back page. You probably can't see the London editions, but got it on the back page. And Angry Ange rips Timo. Blasted his performance as unacceptable, saying he didn't play anywhere near the level he should. It's not acceptable to me. I need everyone to... And then he just carried on, absolutely pasted him.
Yeah, I see that. It come up on social media in the break.
That's a good thing, you know.
And I don't know how I feel about it. You know, like to publicly slaughter a player who's
it's very unusual.
Giving his best, but he's not producing his best, but giving his best because Timo Werner's a good pro and he's a good international and he's worked hard. And I think you're kicking a man while he's down. And
is he a Go on, sorry. Go on.
There's other players there. What about Bissouma? You know, what about Sarr the other night giving away a penalty? You know, which was a massive mistake. You know, what about the mistakes that Romero's made this season? He ain't come out and publicly dug them out. It feels like it feels like it's a bit of a pick on the weak one. So
is he somebody that one of the few players, probably one of the few people who actually might respond to a kicking rather than the stick rather than the carrot, because not all players treat the same. And isn't the frustration what Jason was talking about earlier, that he's got this ability, you can see what he's good at, and yet seemingly time after time he just doesn't fulfill his potential. He's a frustrating player to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he knew what he was signing when he signed Timo Werner. It's not like you're signing a young kid who hasn't done what he's done.
Yes.
Like, Timo Werner's been doing this for years. Everyone knows what Timo Werner's about. He can produce a moment, but 80% of the time, he's going to get things wrong.
Sure, and I think 99% of players and people in any profession respond to encouragement rather than harsh criticism. But it's interesting that he actually laid into a player after a game they didn't even lose.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Publicly slaughtering him like that, coming out saying it's unacceptable.
I think as soon as a manager starts picking on a player, look, some of the performances this season with some of the individuals, as you highlight, Jay, have not been good enough. I think then the players will look around thinking, "Am I next? Is it, where does he go from here?" And I don't know whether it's a wise thing to do to start coming across, not as a bully. Would you the phrase you just used there?
You're picking on him.
Yeah, it feels.
Yeah, it's a bit bullyish.
Yeah, it does. I'm not convinced.
You're picking on the weak. That's what it feels like. The easy target.
Well, he's on loan.
Because he's on loan. You can get rid of him. You ain't got to deal with him. And he doesn't feel like the type of player who's going to bite back.
Maybe he wants to get rid of him in January. I don't know what the loan is.
It's a very surprising thing to do. But if you want to get rid of a player in January, don't you boost them up and tell everybody how good they are?
He's on loan though. That's the thing. He's on loan.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Mac, we've actually got that interview that Ange has done, so let's hear from it now.
Yeah, go on.
He wasn't playing anywhere near the level he should. When you've got 18-year-olds, I think it's not acceptable to me. And I said that to Timo. He's a senior international. He's a German international. In the moment we're in right now, it's not like we've got many kind of options. That I need everyone sort of, to at least be going out there, trying to give the best of themselves. And his performance in the first half wasn't acceptable. Like I said, we just need everybody, including him, to be contributing, because we don't have the depth to sort of leave people out if they perform poorly. We need them to play their part. And like I said, especially the senior guys, when I'm asking younger guys to do massive jobs, I expect the level of performance from some of the senior guys, and today wasn't that.
Yeah, that's what he's called him out.
Maybe he's saying to the senior players that, if you carry on, you'll be the next one I have a go at. I don't know, but it's unusual these days for a manager to ever pick out a player and give him stick, because normally the line is, we win together and we lose together. You heard Bruno Fernandes talking about Onana's mistake, for example, and said, "Oh, that doesn't matter about it. It's not nothing to do with his mistake. When we win together, it's all our fault." And then, and that's the line you have to peddle. I would have thought most of the time. If you're going to
He's basically just really dug one single player out, but there was plenty of other poor performances out there, and there's been plenty of other poor performances that I've seen over the last 2-3 weeks from other players who he hasn't said anything about. So let's see if he pipes up when Basuma makes another mistake, or Romero makes a huge mistake again, or Pedro Porro he gets done at the far post again. I just feel like it's very easy to have an aim at Timo Werner, but because it's the easy target, and fans will probably go, "Oh yeah, Timo Werner's not good enough." But I don't really like that from him, to be honest. I'm just starting
it'd be interesting to see.
Starting to go the other way with Ange, to be honest.
Yeah, you'll soon see in the next couple of games, won't you?
We'll see. Back page of the Express: City spree. Guardiola to tear up blueprint and spend big in Jan.
Yeah, this is. The statistics are quite remarkable. I read in one of the papers. They said they have made a profit of £460 million profit in 6 seasons, Manchester City on signings, and we think of them as a great spenders, don't we? But they obviously get a lot of money back. I mean, one of the players they sold for a lot of money was Alvarez, of course, Julian Alvarez.
Yeah,
that looks to be a mistake now, because nobody's picking up the slack up front at the moment. If Haaland doesn't score, they don't score. So
yeah.
And apparently City have decided they're going to bolster the midfield. And they want a number of players, including Zubimendi, because Liverpool chased him for a long time. I think he's got a £51 million release clause in his contract. They say they're looking at forwards as well. They're getting the kid back from River Plate soon as well. They paid £13 million for him. He's been on loan at River Plate. So it looks as if they're going to try and throw a bit of money at it and see if they can reverse the
tough market though. January, it's a really difficult.
It is,
Manchester City historically, from memory, don't go out and make those bids. I think that they're pretty good at that, at getting their sales in, or certainly the players they want in and out in the summer.
That's true, but they've never been in this. The current City have never been in this position before, have they? Where their season is going down at hand, and they have to do something, because at the moment, I think we've got Andy Dunn writing inside talking about what you can forget City winning in this season. So at the moment, they're not trying to reverse the slide, are they?
By way of trouble.
They seem to know how to reverse the slide, actually.
No, we'll see. Daily Mail, back page, big splash. Dithering Dan, United sacked Ashworth due to indecision in manager hunt.
Yeah, this is, we sort of picked the bones out of Ashworth a few days ago, didn't we? And the story here by Sammy Mockbell is that that United have stayed silent in public on the reasons behind Ashworth's sudden departure, but we all know that it was because of he and the United board disagreed about which managers to get. Ashworth was noted fan of Thomas Frank, for example, and even Gareth Southgate. Perhaps the dithering was the delay in getting rid of Eric Ten Hag. They didn't forgive him for, and according to the Mail, it was Chelsea boss Graham Potter and Newcastle boss Eddie Howe were among the targets that Ashworth favoured, and Ruben Amorim as well. Although we know what happened there. So obviously that was one of the big falling out points. But also, surely one of the big falling out points was Ratcliffe seems to want to make these kind of decisions rather than have somebody else do it, and they haven't decided yet whether Ashworth is actually going to be replaced by a with a similar appointment, a one-man appointment, or whether the people who are left there will be making these decisions without the need to get somebody. It seems curious, doesn't it, that they spent so long and so much to get Ashworth, and then they were there for a few months and then get rid of him.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.